Are sponsored by FTP and Kool-Aid. FTP is not the florist, it's fuck the Packers. All right, it is kneecap biting with the Detroit Lions. We are going to be talking about some news that broke out this week. And yeah, James Burgess, I agree. Every time I see a deal like the Claypool thing go down, I always think back to the Red Wings getting Chris Draper for one lousy dollar.
Yep. Best trade ever.
That being said, yes, Chase Claypool was traded for a snack size bag of Pringles, and the Bears got back a thimble size drink of pop in the trade.
Wasn't it? It was him and a seventh for a sixth,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
To Miami.
Yeah. So I was right. We probably could have shipped them a seventh pick straight up for them. We probably could have got that all day long.
But you was talking about trading a 7 pick for him to sit on the practice squad.
Yeah, if he was ass, he could go to the practice squad. That's what I said. Because I had to cut Marvin Jones Jr.
In
the
a
way
heartbeat.
he's playing to put Claypool with Antoine Randall. That was what I said there.
Alrighty, guys, I'm just saying hi. I'm out bar hopping. I'll probably be back later. You guys
right.
Take a shot for me.
Have a shot for everybody here.
Will do.
All right. And Patty Grimes, good thing JMO is freed then. Yes, absolutely. Eric Dalton says, howdy, folks. Hatter's House 710 says, Lions by a million. Eric Dalton, someone has something in the background that is coming over. And then he goes up, smoking J. Oh, never mind. It's the people behind DC. And James Burgess says, DC, one for me, please. And yes, Hatter's House, I do agree that the Lions should win. Just a second. I got to scream at a dog. So let's go over the first topic of the night. Amon-Ra wants to play through the pain of his abdomen. MCDC says he's a game-time decision. What are your thoughts, Dom?
It's tough. My guess is Amon-Ra, maybe more than anyone, is focused on revenge. I mean, if he's able to play, it's hard to say, no, you can't play. But me personally, I would rather sit him for a week because I don't think we necessarily need him. And not just because JMO's back. I just, there's no, the benefits of playing him, I think, are exceeded by the costs of playing him.
Right.
Like if we were real banged up with the rest of the receiving core, I don't think this game is going to come down to, passing yards. But hard to tell your best player, your best offensive player, that he can't play when he wants to.
Right.
And that's the thing with Amon-Ra, man. He's a straight dog, man. You know he's going to be wanting to get out on the field, man. I don't think there's nothing the coaching staff, just like what is told, when to put that plate in his foot. He's going to get on that field, man, especially in the revenge game.
So, that being said, if MCDC if the doctors tell him there's any chance of a major injury that'll make him sit out more than one game, I guarantee you he'll be a healthy scratch. That's a coaching decision, and the player has no decision at that point. I'm just saying if the doctors, because our medical staff's been real good about somebody who's been able to play while hurt or while injured. They've been real good about keeping people out when they need to.
They've been real good
Right.
about people getting people back on the field too.
And they're good
So-
about getting people back on the field. Absolutely.
And this is it's an abdomen thing, right? It's not his
Which-
turf toe.
Right. It's his abdomen, which is a core muscle group.
Yeah. Ask Justin Verlander about core muscle injuries.
Ask Miggy. What did they do to Miggy after the Triple Crown year? Remember, he tore his oblique in the playoffs, came back too early without surgery the next year, and ended up missing a whole season the year after that.
Miggy got old and fat and wasn't on roids.
That too.
Thank you for everything you've done, Miggy.
But Killer
See you
Cook
later.
says Lions by 53. Hatter's House 710 says, I say sit him, let Green play. Killer Cook also says, oh hell, what's up, Eric? He goes, I think we use more tight ends, maybe mix in the Cade Green. Patty Grimes says, what's up, guys?
What up, though?
And James Burgess says MCDC will sit him if there's even measurable risk. The abdomen risk is becoming a hernia. That's right. Patty Grimes says gets massages from Watson people. James Burgess says you had to mention Verlander and make me sad, didn't you?
See, but my thing is this: if St. Brown ain't gonna play, that means J-Mo got to get a lot of more snaps than what he was intended to get.
Exactly, and you're segueing into my next subject. Because guess what? J-Mo is making his 2023 debut. Realistic and fanboy expectations. Let's talk about it. I'm going to start with Neil this round.
My expectation, what you want, what I would want to see, I want to see from him is play more than like give him at least 20 snaps and like maybe eight attempts. But realistically, he's not going. Well, since St. Brown down, but they started off, they were going to say to give him 8 to 10 snaps.
Right.
I think they give him a reverse and a couple targets, and then let him be a diversion. But with St. Brown sitting out, his playing time gonna come up more than. And they said J-Mo look good too, so all you people that's freaking out about J-Mo being a bust, I think this is gonna be the week he show y'all like, hey, I ain't got no problems catching.
Then of course,
And he been working with St. Brown in the jug machine after practice too. So
because a rumor broke out in Cincinnati that Jamar Chase wants a trade. Woodward Sports already put out a trade situation. Get a second rounder in Jamar Chase for Jameson Williams, 2 firsts and a third.
I wouldn't do it.
No way.
Why
And
risk
plus the dead cap and rookie contracts is horrible for both teams.
Not only that, why risk your future giving up 2 first-round picks for somebody? You got
Right.
J-Mo coming back. You feel me? Amon-Ra is a dog.
We don't
Our
know
receiving
what J-Mo
core is deeper than what people think.
Right, and we have not seen what J-Mo can do with almost a whole season of playing yet. I think it's too early to start talking about moving him and trading on.
Yeah, the sample size is way too small. Way too small. So
Okay, because could be slow and steady transition for J-Mo, but definitely excited to see him play. I just want to see more catches than drops from J-Mo. There's no hey, here's the thing. If you don't get game rate reps, you're gonna have drops.
not only that, he never had a problem catching the ball coming out of college. So why all of a sudden in a couple preseasons and training camps where you're supposed to learn and make your mistakes at, so you don't do it in game.
Okay,
He's dropping a ball. Now everybody
compare
saying he got
arm
a
strength.
the ball.
Let's do a comparison of arm strengths here. Bryce Young is to Goff what Goff is to Stafford in arm strength.
Say that again.
Yeah.
Bryce Young is to Goff what Goff is to Stafford in arm strength. In other words, Bryce Young does not have a good deep ball. He cannot get it out at all. Anytime he throws more than 25 yards, look, it's a wounded duck, whether he's hit or not.
Hey, Golf was like that at first too, but Golf
No,
now
no,
his
no,
deep
no, no,
ball got a
no.
lot
Golf,
stronger though. He used to
Golf's
throw a
deep
lot of
ball
ducks.
has always been pretty.
He used to throw a lot of ducks too.
When hit, yeah. After
Goff, here's the thing. It's not a fair comparison. Like, Goff doesn't have a huge arm, but guess what? Matt Stafford has one of the 5 best arms I've ever seen in my life.
Look what he's doing down there with the Rams and the people that he's doing it with. Like for him to be
Stafford
2-2 is a
effect.
miracle. And now they say
Who the hell was Puka Nakua?
now Cooper Rush back right now.
Honestly,
Cooper Kupp.
Cooper
he
Kupp
was
is
better,
supposed-
but who the hell was Cooper Kupp?
Kupp might play this week, but with the way Nakau's playing, Kupp is the second option now.
I feel like
I had to. I'm sorry.
It's a good problem to have. Also, I would like to say that rumor about Jamar Chase is completely untrue.
Does
Because I
JMO have
researched
more
it.
drops than Hutch has sacks? He can't. He hasn't
Not
played
possible. He only had fucking 5 targets.
yet. He had 5 targets, 1 drop last year. 2 of them technically were catches, but were called back on penalties. So he was 3 for 5 last year on catching.
that touchdown versus
But
Green
just to
Bay.
put a bow on this Jamar Chase thing, even if the rumors were true, it makes absolutely no sense because, why do you need to upgrade from JMO to Jamar Chase? We haven't even needed JMO. We don't need him right now. And unless something terrible happens with Amon-Ra and some others, we still won't need him. He's the icing on the cake.
What also
He's
don't
not
make no
the cake.
sense. What also makes no sense with Chase, we still got to pay Amon-Ra. We still got to pay Jonah Jackson. We still got to pay Golf
Oline
his contract.
McNeil.
It makes no sense for me us to go spend all that money with the dead cap for Jamar when we still got to pay the players that we got here.
Right.
Yeah, this is no longer a pass-heavy offense. Why would you go get? You don't need Jamar Chase.
Run the ball, play action, open up the field for Golf. I mean, and that's just another target. Like there's too many. There's not enough balls to go around for everybody. We still got Sam Laporta. We still got St. Brown. We still got Reynolds. We still got Gibbs coming out the back. Montgomery
Gibbs
don't need
being
the ball.
underused in the
it's just-
passing game. But
like-
that's because of Laporta.
Right.
People
Yeah,
are like, why aren't they throwing Gibbs the ball? I don't know. Maybe because Sam Laporta looks like the best rookie tight end in years.
and us having that
Again,
tight end
good
like that is going to
problems
open
to have.
things up. Us having Laporta is going to open things up a lot easier for Williams too. Let me just say that too. With him having that in the middle of the field contained, it's going to open things up on the outside. So not only that, Gibbs coming out the backfield on passes. So our offense is looking real dangerous right now. Dangerous. So if St. Brown hurt and he needs to sit a game, let this be the game he sit.
Yeah, exactly. Because you know what? Even without St. Brown, I don't think the passing game is going to be as crucial as the running game.
Not only that, the Panthers can't score.
Right.
Their offense really don't score that many points.
Oh, come on. They had a chance. They were winning versus Minnesota for a quarter and a half.
And what was the score?
Like 10-0.
That's how bad Carolina is. They lost to Minnesota.
I know. I'm making a joke. Man. Don't get
Their
upset.
offense is crazy because the Panthers' offense run better with Sam. Was they back with Sam Darnold?
Sam
back
Darnold.
then?
No.
Yeah, they runs better with Sam Darnold
Randy
than
Dalton.
Bryce Young. But yeah, they still said him. I hope they do start Bryce Young. Like they offense can't. So I feel bad.
Sam
for,
Darnold went to.
over there.
That's because Sam Darnold's in San Francisco as a backup to Brock Purdy right now. That's a Purdy situation there.
Even Andy Dalton last week scored a lot of points with them.
Andy Dalton looked like a much better quarterback, and that's why they almost won that game against Minnesota.
Still can't believe they gave the Vikings their first winner. I still can't believe the
What's
Bears
the
got their first
Jonathan
win
Allen
last
rumor?
night. Like
I don't know how to say it, but Washington's booty cheeks. Let's get back to our next one. And I do believe the Jonathan Allen rumors. I haven't heard the Jonathan Allen rumor at all.
yeah,
so
I haven't
don't
heard him
know.
either.
But I am trying to go to Monday Night Football, says Patty Grimes. Minnesota has an 8.4 meter tight end, or 8.4 million tight end. We have a 0.84 million tight end. That doesn't fall over on a blade of grass. TJ Droppinson. Concentration drops.
I just don't get why everybody say so much about his drops. Where he's not. He came out of college. He wasn't known for dropping the ball.
Killer Cook, that's great. He goes, my boss said we could trade a first for Brown or Burns so they can take another 5'9" QB.
Yeah, and it's still early out. The tag is still early out on Bryce Young too. It's like
right.
It's only
You
couple
can't,
games, so like.
And
small
only
yeah,
played a few games.
You can't call him a bust.
You can't call him a bust.
Quarterbacks that succeeded in this league. Just look at Drew Brees and what he did when he played for the Saints. You feel me? Like he wasn't no tall, stout quarterback. He was short. So give him a while. I mean, he's still getting used to the NFL level. This ain't college. He ain't at Alabama.
I'm sorry, but I think
they play every year.
I think T.J. Hawkinson was a better tight end before he turned into the long-haired freak he became. When he had the short hair coming out of college.
After TJ got traded from the Lions, I ain't paid no attention to him. He irrelevant to me.
Oh, I'm talking about on the Lions. He was better his first 2 years than the last 2 years.
At least they got something for him.
Yep.
Hey, that was a smart move by Brad Holmes too. He knew he wasn't gonna pay him that money. Why not get something back?
How about that? We turned that pick into Hendon Hooker and Antoine Green.
I like my fake cousin Green. You feel me? Put him in he can stretch the field too. He's another burner, man. Like, yeah, man. Like, that's one thing we can say.
Eric Dalton says, "Hey, Killa, Peter Dinklage is still a free agent."
You know why he's still a free agent?
Because he's an actor.
Maybe they could put him on Bryce Young's shoulders and they could be Master Blaster from the second Mad Max movie.
No, Killa, we've had people come in this chat and call J-Mo a bust already. I'm not mad at you.
J-Mo.
You can't call him a bust.
You can't.
It's like, is he going to live up to, first round top 10 wide receiver status? Maybe, maybe not. I still think he can be his pro comp, which is Deshaun Jackson.
Listen, coming out of college, y'all knew we drafted him hurt. So he wasn't even supposed to play that whole first year. So just the simple fact of him getting on the field was a blessing. All right. Mm-hmm. Then he had to get the suspension, the bullshit ass suspension for the gambling, which made no sense. And they come back and change the rules. Like, it's too short of a sample size to say this kid is a bust, man. Like,
no, it was a joke.
It's gonna take a couple. Like I said, it's gonna take a couple games for him to get acclimated in the game and get acclimated off. So if it don't go off and get touchdowns these first couple of weeks, like Lions fans, don't trip, man. Like,
however,
that's a good one. Patty Grimes says Bryce Young is starting his own Little People show on TLC.
However, let me ask you this.
Okay.
Since we got an extra 2 weeks versus it would have been, I think, 2 games, if J-Mo shows out before the trade deadline and someone offers us, we're not going to get a first back, but if someone offered you a second round pick for J-Mo, would you take it?
No, because the ceiling's too high on him. Like, because
right now, I'm not taking anything for J-Mo. The dead cap alone is killer.
Yeah, there's that.
When we got, like I said, right around 70 million, it's either a little more or a little less. That's what it's looking like after all the contracts and the dead cap carryover from this season. The only thing you want to do is increase that cap room. You don't want to hurt it because that's the year. If we need that big flashy signing, we have the money to do it. But here's my caveat to that. If you pay Goff $45 million a year and eat most of that in one shot, it's going to be prove-it deals and draftees only. And we probably won't re-sign Amon-Ra in that year. We won't re-sign Jonah Jackson, and he'll be a free agent. We won't resign Aleem McNeil ahead of time because we won't have the cap space to do it.
Right.
And that's why I'm dead set against going 45 million on Goff.
Me too, but you have to.
But that no, you don't.
No, we're not. We're not going to spend. He ain't. Listen,
You
Goff is.
can't possibly expect that man to sign a contract.
You make it more than what he makes now, but less than 40 million. Otherwise, we're going to be in a lot of hurt.
I agree. So thank you, Daniel Jones.
Has nothing to do with Daniel Jones anymore. It has to do with whether or not Goff wants to do a deal that's conducive to the team.
And Goff want to stay in control, and he want to stay in Detroit, man. He don't want to go nowhere else, man. So I can see him taking a friendly deal, man, to stay in Detroit. And plus, he know that he needs certain people around him in order for him to be effective. You feel me? He got all the keys here to be effective.
But I said the same thing about Joe Burrow.
Exactly. Killicook, you took the words out of my mouth. Why can't we have at least the poor kid play at least a year before we even start talking about trading him? And wide receiver, I will say this: wide receiver is one of the easier transitions to the NFL. If you're a great talent, it'll show right away. But to say it at 6 games when you had to miss 11 of them because you had a knee injury that was pretty severe, they had to have surgery to be fixed. You can't count that rookie year against him because he had no offseason whatsoever. He had half the offseason this year. So that's
He wasn't even supposed to be on the field last year.
Neil, I just covered that. Stop.
I know what I'm saying.
No, actually, no. The original report that we got from doctors is that he might have been back by October. He wasn't. That was the original report that came out, remember?
I know. I just get frustrated. I just don't. Even this talk of us trade him is just it's nonsense to me. I just don't understand how people do that.
I think they did say October, but they didn't rush him because they didn't need to.
Right, because we were still a top 5 offense without him. And
this fan base is so quick to call him a bust because these things happen, but it's like we can finally afford to be patient with him.
Lions fans are impatient anymore because people been telling us to be patient for how long now? Like
since 1957.
So they've been saying be patient. They just wanted to go, but like in this circumstance during this
team is built different. That's all I got to say.
Even if he does end up being a bust, it doesn't kill us.
Not at all.
I don't see
Killer Cook says, I'm just excited to see his speed, bro. I can't wait to watch him full on smoke DBs. That's what we're all waiting for. We've been waiting to be blessed with that. And I said, okay, let's say he plays this year. And he does have that 1/3 drop ratio. God forbid. That's when you let Dave Phipp take over in the offseason. Put him into special teams. He's played the gunner on punt return coverage, and he's also been one hell of a kick returner in college.
But that'd be like the Dolphins drafting Ted Ginn just to be special teams. No.
I'm saying if he doesn't do good on the field this year, next year you do that. Not this year. You ain't listening.
I'm saying, is Lions fans going to accept that though?
We have to. You got to accept what he can do. There is no acceptance by fans. It's what the coaching staff decides to do.
You're absolutely right.
It doesn't matter what we think. It matters what they think.
The other thing is, with Holmes being so good in rounds 2 through 7 and UDFAs, he can afford to be risky in round 1. Jameson Williams, Jahmyr Gibbs.
Yeah. Hey, Brad Holmes, I trust. I ain't gonna lie. When it come to drafting, man, and scouting players, man, him and that team he got back. There's some bad boys, man.
I want to address that. Killer Cook, you talked about Gibbs as tipping plays. He's not tipping the plays. He's tipping his run avenue because he's not cutting at the last second into it like what Montgomery does. That's why Montgomery is hitting the hole better, is because it looks like he's going the other way at the last second. He shifts to the other hole where the hole is, whereas Gibbs is running straight at it. So the hole closes quickly. That's the difference. That's what I see. It's not really tipping the play. It's tipping where he's going.
Gibbs doesn't really have a lot of experience
Right.
trying to run between
And
the tackles.
the problem is, in college, you can get away with running straight at the hole in college because the guys aren't as fast or as strong. In the NFL, you can't do that. You got to learn to be shifty behind the line. Absolutely, it is easily coached up. He's just got to learn to study how Monty's doing it behind the line better because that's what Monty's great at. That's why he doesn't get tackled behind the line a lot.
Plus, the holes that he's seeing here are 3 times the size they were in Chicago.
Yeah, so like Gibbs as well, the holes are 3 times as big as he saw at Alabama, and he thinks he's got time to just run straight at it.
They close faster, like you said.
Whereas, you everybody on that D line, almost nobody runs a 5-second 40 like in college.
Right.
Yeah, remember, there's a reason why they make fun of the worst teams in the NFL could probably be beat by a college team. Is because Alabama is like the pro farm school.
And have been paying players that way for 10 years.
Right. So let's get on to our next. So what is your realistic expectation? And I'm going to give you what Vegas says. In the prop bets, the over-under is 1.5 receptions this game. So in other words, if he gets 2 receptions, you hit the over. I'd bet the over. Because especially if Amon-Ra's not playing, because like Neil said, I think the expectations on snap counts at least double, if not triple, what he'll be on the field, because we'll need that speed to open up everything underneath for everybody else.
Absolutely right.
And eventually,
And
when they stop fading over to double cover him, that's when we're going to hit him over the top.
Another person I think gonna get a lot more snap counts than this is Green too.
I don't know if that prop bet is in, but you could look at the prop bets on FanDuel or DraftKings, Burgess. That's where I would check, or even with BetMGM, because that is actually their sports book is directly linked to the Vegas MGM sports book.
Yep.
Just a thought. I just started thinking about it. I was like, wait, BetMGM might be the best one to go through because they have a direct link to the Vegas sportsbook.
Yeah, don't ask me. I don't gamble my money. Just had a newborn. She's taking everything.
I bet the over-unders for the division. And last year, when I said what I was betting, Dom goes, "You're going to actually bet that?" Remember? Because I said over on Minnesota, over on the Lions, under on the Packers, under on the Bears. The only one he was 100% sure on was under on the Bears. I said, no, I'm absolutely sure. I said, look at the way that team plays offensively, and they have an okay defense. And this is how I defended Minnesota. I said, we are miles better than we were in 2021. I see us winning 7 to 10 games. Isn't that what I said, Dom?
Yeah.
And when you went through it, you were like, no. And then, yeah. I'll bet a mortgage payment. P.S. paid off both addresses years ago.
I got a question for you, John.
Absolutely. Shoot, sir.
So these last couple games the Bears been playing, even though they lost the week before and won this week, Justin Fields been looking legit. So
he's played dog water defenses.
So my thing is, like, do you still, now that they won a game and got their little confidence back on offense and everything, do you consider the Bears being a threat now?
A threat in this division? No. Defensively, they played 2 really bad teams. I don't think they have it together yet defensively. I saw a lot of mistakes, but there was more mistakes on the offensive side of Washington that allowed that game to get out of hand. That's what I saw.
I cut it off at halftime. I was mad because the Bears were winning. So
you know what? I was happy they were winning. You know why?
They can't get the first and second pick.
Right. So maybe they only get Marvin Harrison now.
Because, a receiver will fix their problems.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
I don't know.
dang.
If I had the first overall pick, I would have to really, 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 really think about going with the best tackle in the draft.
Or trading down.
Eric, I absolutely hope so. I honestly think he'll get the wide receiver snaps over Green, which sounds kind of ridiculous, but watch it happen. A threat to the division, no. A threat to my toilet, yes. That's what he said about the Bears. Killa, 100% correct, Eric. The Bears are still a mess. They balled out with Butkus looking down from on high. Rest in peace, Dick Butkus, a monster of the
rest in peace,
Midway.
Dick.
Yeah, that was some
Yeah.
horrible news to have that break just before the game.
I didn't know it broke just before the game. That's crazy.
Yeah, it was at like 6 o'clock or so.
Yeah, 6 o'clock was when he actually passed away and the news hit the air.
I'm glad the Bears won because now all their idiot fans have come back out of the woodwork.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, they have.
Uh,
Oh my God. Yes,
Penny!
they have.
Good Lord, I'm going to kill the dog.
This guy was like, but Fields has more yards and touchdowns than Goff. And I'm like, and he has one win.
Man, Fields is not the best quarterback right now. He behind Jordan Love in the division.
He's still the worst
He's
quarterback
behind
in the
Kirk
division.
Cousins. Like, and I hate Kirk Cousins.
2 games doesn't undo the previous 30.
I hate Kirk Cousins. So should be all
I
right.
wish Kirk Cousins would stay in the division until he retires.
Oh, yeah, I'd hope so too, kind of, sort of, not really.
I kind of sort of not really. What you mean by explain that, please?
Kirk Cousins is good enough that they'll win a lot of regular season games and ruin somebody's playoff chances.
Mm-hmm.
But he's not good enough to take them any further than where they've gotten.
So would you rather have Kirk Cousins or Justin Fields to start your franchise?
Oh, Jesus.
My answer is neither. My answer is I would rather take the bullet and not have a franchise. Now, if you told me
You got a big one,
okay,
man.
Justin Fields as my running back 1.
The way he been slinging the ball, though, so you can't.
He's the best running back that can throw a football still. I don't care what you say.
What about Derrick Henry?
He slung it against a defense. The only time he got 300 yards is against a defense that gave up 70 points.
Basketball points.
Derrick Henry got 3 touchdown passes with no incompletion, so he might be the best running quarterback right now. So just saying. I don't know.
Fields is still dog water until I see more.
He got a higher upside though than Kirk Cousins.
This might be the best he'll ever play these last 2 games.
That's why Chris Canty is saying trade him now.
Yep.
Who would you trade him to?
Anyone. I would trade him for a pack of Hunter snack sticks.
Who would you trade him to?
The Jets.
No. They already gave up too
Minnesota.
much. Yeah, Minnesota. Keep him in the division. No, because then he'll just target Justin Jefferson all game like he did over there in Washington. Everybody says, oh, he had a great game. Yeah, all 8 wide receiver receptions was DJ Moore. Not a single wide receiver other than DJ Moore caught a ball.
Atlanta has plenty of running backs already, sir.
Yeah, I don't see him. I don't see him. I can't see him. I don't know.
I'm telling you, if you go look, the rest of the catches were tight ends.
Oh yeah, I believe you about that.
DJ Moore caught 8 out of 15 passes. 7 of them were so bad he never had a shot at them.
Oh, the old uncatchable ball.
Yep.
DJ Moore was looking like a dog yesterday too. I was like, and with the brief half that I watched, I was like, ooh.
Zako better than Trash Ritter. Yeah, you're right, but they don't need to trade away a bunch of draft picks. Besides, they got Taylor Heineke sitting in the wings.
What, in Chicago?
No, Atlanta.
Oh,
Which
yeah.
if they keep losing, he'll be starting soon. Wait, who do they play this week? Yep, they're losing.
Who they play this week?
No, nobody picked them to win. That's for sure.
Somebody else that's 2-2. The Texans.
Oh yeah, Stroud. I think Stroud and them we're gonna beat Atlanta.
And speaking of which, I said as much as we've dogged Ohio State quarterbacks prior to this draft, I told Dom and everybody on the show with me in the draft pre-show, C.J. Stroud was the most pro-ready quarterback and probably be the best one that can play this season out of the draft class.
The Ohio State Buckeyes. I just had to get that in there.
Yeah, but the
Here's
difference.
You trade Fields to Vegas.
The two worst options you could rather have is one, Fields as your franchise quarterback, or two, have Lizzo sit on your face.
Wow. Wow.
That's terrible.
That's a +2. It's funny. Eric Dalton, is suicide an unspoken option?
No, trade him to Vegas.
And James Burgess says Ritter does in fact suck. If they don't pull in Heineke soon, the coach is gonna fuck himself out of a job. Absolutely. Oh,
They drafted him. They drafted Riddle higher, didn't they?
third round.
Yeah,
He wasn't that high.
round.
Yeah. You can get away with benching him. Now, if he was drafted during the first, second round, you can get away with benching him. And Heineke can prove that he can win some ball games in this league too. So
one thing you can say Jared Goff got better at from last year to this year is rebounding after a pick. Last
true.
3 games he's thrown a pick, and he followed it up with a touchdown drive and perfect throwing on that drive in the process.
I feel like Goff got his swag back. Like, I don't know. Like,
Goff is playing.
He playing better. He playing better than what he played for when in the Rams. Like,
No.
I don't know what.
Last year he played better than he ever played for the Rams statistically, and it was proven. This year
That's what I'm
he's
saying.
playing like a solid quarterback that sometimes makes a mistake. That's what I see.
Because he knows he doesn't have to be perfect.
Right.
You can win with that though.
Yes. We don't need a quarterback to put the team on his back to win a game right now. We don't. We've got a defense that stops people. And that is my biggest key to this game. We've held opponents to 60.8 yards rushing after 4 games. Not a single defense in the NFL has done that this year.
That defense, man, some dogs over there, man. They hungry over there, man.
And what's weird is how many new pieces up front. How many new pieces?
None.
No, there's new pieces, but they haven't played yet.
So basically none.
Right, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, Jack Campbell, front 7.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Rodrigo playing less.
Rodrigo's playing less.
4.
I'm just saying, no, I'm talking about in the front. The front 7 is what controls your running game. If your secondary is controlling your running game, you've got issues in the front 7.
And another thing is our defense, front 7 being so good, is the play of Derek Barnes in that linebacker.
100%. Derek Barnes.
Yeah.
And it started.
That's the key to that whole defense right now.
Derek Barnes started this week 15 last year when Rodrigo got hurt in week 14. When he came in and took over that 2 weeks that Rodrigo was hurt, Rodrigo came back healthy, and he basically just said, sit your ass down, I got this.
And
with his play. His play, he said that.
Remember last year he could barely get on the field. You could barely see him on the field. But this year he just like this is my turn, right? He out there eating though, like making plays like, oh man.
And thank God, because Rodrigo's not good.
Right. So I got a question. With our defense, we keep 2 linebackers on the field. Out of our linebacker core, which 2 linebackers would you play? I understand what the coach is doing, and they're gonna do what they're gonna do because they got the final decision. But if you had a decision, what 2 linebackers would you start out there?
Right now, because of coverage and tackling ability, it would be Barnes and it would be Jack Campbell. That would be my starters. Because Jack Campbell, when he's on the field, he is one of the best ranked guys that we've seen. But because it's limited snaps, it lowers his PFF grade. That's the only thing that lowers his PFF grade. Open question to all. What do you want most of Sunday other than decisive victory? Me rushing yards per game at 60.8 goes even lower. That would be great. Say what you want, but Chuba Hubbard ran for, what was it, 170 yards last year against us? Which that segues into the next subject.
Like 125, 135.
135, yeah.
On 12
okay.
carries.
Yeah. Last year's debacle in Charlotte. I have to talk about it. The Lions' 30th run defense in 2022 surrendered 320 yards. This year, we have the number 1 run defense. Can we have it happen again? I don't think it's possible it can happen again. On accident, unless every single one of the starters get taken out by a sniper prior to the game. We ain't giving up that many yards again.
I think at the end of that season, that game, we was a little big-headed going into that game and overlooked the Panthers.
It was equipment problem. They talked about it. We changed cleats at halftime because they had a slick turf outside and it was humid. So wet slick turf is very slippery. They couldn't get their footing. When they switched to the cleats that was made for the slick turf, like they wear at Ford Field at halftime, we only gave up 60 yards on the ground that half. We gave up 270 yards in the first half.
That's
ridiculous. I thought that record was in jeopardy.
And James Burgess says, yeah, Hubbard effed us up. He did.
Deontay Foreman, too.
I want to see exactly what it is. The only run defense that I personally have watched that was better than this run defense and paid attention to was the 2014 and 15 Lions. And they weren't this good through 4 games.
With the front 7?
Right. In the first 4 games, they had 2 100-yard rushing games against in the beginning of the year. Remember that, Dom? And then they shut everybody down after.
Yeah. There was so much more talent on that D-line. Like, I don't understand how they're doing it.
Coaching. If somebody can motivate you, you can feel like you can do anything. You feel me? A motivator make you feel like the things that you ain't not able to do, that you able to do. That's coaching right there, though.
Mm-hmm. And
well, then it must be Campbell and like the D-line coach, because it's not Aaron Glenn, because that dude doesn't know how to coach anyone that isn't a defensive back.
Jeremy, get him.
I ain't getting him. I ain't getting him. I told you this.
We ain't talking about Aaron Glenn.
I am still talking about Aaron Glenn.
Give my boy his credit. Give my man credit when credit is due, man.
I think it was a big mistake letting Todd Wash walk. That D-line coach was the one from Saxonville, not Jacksonville. I'm talking about Saxonville, the one that went to the AFC Championship that year. Which, if it wasn't for one bad throw by Gardner Minshew, they were going all the way to the Super Bowl.
It was Bortles.
Minshew came in as when Bortles got hurt, he threw the pick.
Oh, that's right.
My AG man gets so much thrown on his name. Like, get a man credit. He held the Chiefs.
I told you there's a reason why I put the burner on low. And I didn't stutter and I never wavered, did I?
So if we go in here and we just crush the Panthers and they don't do nothing rushing
well, they haven't done it all year, so I expect that to happen. I expect it to happen on accident because we're better than every defense they played already.
AG, I got you back.
You can have his back. I don't have it.
So what is it? So what do he got to do to prove to y'all that he a good defensive coordinator for y'all to want him to stay here.
Not take his foot off somebody's throat in a quarter for a game.
Yeah, he do that. But is that his decision or
Yes.
is that Dan Campbell's decision?
Wait. He's the defensive coordinator. He calls the defensive plays. Dan Campbell is an offensive head coach. I do have a point there.
I see. I ain't saying nothing.
Yeah. So that puts it 100% on AG. I'm just, my next topic is bringing that up. Something that AG hasn't done in his tenure year, no matter who we had. AG inconsistent pressure with a bad interior O-line play and a rookie signal Carter. I want to see pressure throughout the whole game, not disappear in the third again.
That's one thing I can't say he do. When we up maybe 10 points or so, they let their foot off the gas. I don't know why. What's up with the zone D? I don't know why they keep doing that, man.
And that's like an AG signature. Every game we're ahead. That's why we lost to Miami. That's why we lost to the Bills. You think about it. Those two right there tells you that he hasn't done a whole game of consistent pressure. Even in the Packers game, remember, we had to come from behind and win it in the fourth quarter because in the third quarter we stopped pressuring Aaron Rodgers.
I don't know. I don't like that zone.
And that is a weakness in our armor. That is our weak link.
Y'all want to say armor because of the zone? I can see why. Right? I can see why. I mean, y'all got an argument point. I mean, but I just say from what I seen from the second half of the season last year in these first 4 games, I just feel like
I think that was more our rookies and our young players finally getting it together and finally gelling and starting to play as a unit than it was coaching. And I told you that before too.
He said AG lost the Seattle game.
Yep.
AG is our weak link.
Yeah, he's right though.
That's what I'm saying. But what do y'all feel this defense got to do for y'all to
not stay in the base defense for 90% of any quarter? Do something different.
Run a spy when
facing
you should be running a spy.
Eric Dalton knows who Smoking Dad is. You see that? I'm up north in Prescott and don't have the best of service. Anywho, what's up, guys? Love you, Smoking Dad. Thank you for everything.
Go.
And Eric Dalton met my dad at Family Fun Fest, and he loves my dad, and he loves his little corny jokes he does in here. But anyways, he has cornier jokes than I do, Neil.
He said, Killer, you said that AG reminds you of McDonald's no one actually wants him. But you can't say that because he was getting coaching offers and everything that he declined.
He got one coaching offer he declined.
So it only takes one.
Yeah, but I wouldn't have wanted the Minnesota job over being the defensive coordinator of the Lions either.
Oh, no. I'm just saying he just can't say nobody wants him because he's been offered. If he was to get fired from Detroit right now, somebody would pick him up.
You're right.
It may not be as a defensive coordinator. It might be as a
I think he'll end up being a much better head coach than he is a defensive coordinator. That's my thought.
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. But there's a reason why Dan Campbell didn't make him the assistant head coach. And he made Deuce Staley it. And now this year it's Ben Johnson as the assistant head coach. There's a reason AG hasn't got it yet. Because AG's not that guy.
He said, I'm not him. Wow.
Yeah, you see it. It's coming out from everybody. Oh, wow, Killa. I'm not that mean. He goes, he'll go 0-17 as a head coach 2 years in a row because he's dog shit.
Wow.
He wouldn't last that long.
Ooh, that's rough. I'm not even that mean.
I don't know. I feel like he's shown enough where he can still be coordinator for if it was my team.
Yeah,
I'm doing it.
but again, that's why none of us are in the coaching room. None of us are GMs.
7 sacks, beating the Super Bowl champs, freaking
Hey,
making
wait, we
Aaron
beat the
Rodgers
Super Bowl
leave.
champ with
Like
0 sacks and 11 pressures. Get it right.
I'm just saying, 7 sacks, then 5 sacks the next game. That's 12 sacks in 2 games. I'm just saying, like
12 sacks in 2 games. Yes. Against.
he's running stunts now. Like
Yeah, he
now.
remembered how Todd Wash drew it up. That's what it is.
Yet we couldn't get a sack on Seattle with 2
Backup.
bag boys
Yeah.
playing tackle.
Yeah.
But you can't put that on Aaron Glenn because he ain't on the field doing that.
No. You can put it on Aaron Glenn because guess what? The blitz rate was less than 5%. And DC
Coming into that game with them missing 2 tackles, do you really think we would have thought we would have had the blitz to get pressure on that quarterback?
Yes.
Well, when it turns out you can't get pressure, then you blitz.
When you didn't have pressure by the end of the first quarter after they already had 30 offensive plays, yes, you start the blitz.
So when do Dan Campbell get any blame in this too, though? Because he is the head coach. He got the final decision and all that.
You keep saying the head coach has final decision. We hired John Fox, and I hated the John Fox hiring because I didn't like John Fox as a coach anywhere. I hated the fact we had to let Jack Del Rio go become the DC of the Washington Commanders, who dials up a lot of blitz packages. We saw Justin Fields running for his lot a lot in the beginning of that game.
And how did that turn out for him?
They got tired. They got gassed because he was always on the field because their offense couldn't hold on to the ball. Get it right. Eric Glenn couldn't find a sack in a gay bar. It's a comment. Oh my goodness. Come on, DC. If we have
That's
time,
terrible.
another open question to all. Looking out 8 years from now, who's the Lions' most important piece to keep? Penei Sewell. In 8 years' time?
Penei Sewell.
Yeah, it's Penei Sewell.
Because he's only 22. And we still ain't got the full potential out of him yet. So it would be Sewell.
Oh, that's a great point here. Killa Cook. Isn't AG the one blitzing Campbell and making Houston cover Noah Fant? That's all you need to know.
That's exactly it. And that's why I say he doesn't know how to coach guys that aren't defensive backs.
Right. I understand trying to make somebody better themselves, but that should happen in practice, not in game situations. In game situations, if you know a guy is only a situational pass rusher, guess what? You have him rush the passer.
Yeah, I never got that choice of having James Houston pass coverage. I don't understand that. I mean, I can't stick up for that.
So now you see where we're coming from, because that play.
I mean, yeah, I do see all the flaws that he have, but I see also the stuff that he brings, and when they do show up, where our defense do show up, the stuff they do. Like, I just feel like the goods outweigh the bads with him.
Boys, I will say, this is the year I got back into card collecting, and it happened. I got 2 of them back to back in the same pack, a Hendon Hooker card.
Sweet. I was excited when we hired Aaron Glenn.
So I'm going to be awful and politically incorrect for a minute. Hey, Dom, tell everybody what color of a Hendon Hooker jersey I ordered.
Oh, definitely black.
You know why? Because I've never had either a hooker or black.
Yeah, fair enough.
That is
Man,
Come on, Neil, it's funny. You know it's funny.
I can arrange that for you. Oh, I can set it up for you, my brother.
Okay, I'll go ahead and say this. How much have you spent on dates and women together?
Oh,
Actually,
trust me. In all actuality, it's probably cheaper to get the hooker.
Yep.
You've never had a black hooker, Patty
Absolutely.
Grimes? No, I've never had either. I've never dated a black
Same.
woman, and I've never had a hooker.
I can co-sign that.
I never paid for no hooker.
Yeah,
Nope.
I'll tell you what. If you take a girl out for a date and you got laid last night, you might as well have paid a hooker.
Damn right.
No, my thing
That'd
is,
be
when you have kids, you pay for it. And you go pay for it.
My dad says dibs, lol. But
I'm about to say, what size is the jersey you pay?
extra large, just like me.
Oh man.
Oh, where's it at?
I got a question for y'all.
Sure.
How many sacks do y'all see our defense having this week?
If we're lucky.
Dog just said 5.
Yeah, 5.
Yeah, 4 or 5.
That's what I see.
At least 5.
Oh, James Burgess says I've gone brown sugar, and Mick Jagger made a song about it. Brown sugar.
You look like Jagger.
Have I had a big hooker? I've never had a hooker, period. I said I've never had either.
Why are you going to pay for a big hooker? I mean, you can get fat chicks easily. I mean, why are you going to pay
It's
for
new
them?
days now. It's new time nowadays. They pay for anything.
Oh,
they
Killa,
pay
that's
for feet
horrible.
pictures. So shit, I don't.
Hey, Neil. Killa says AG will probably blitz JMO instead of Hutch.
Hey, he fast. He'll get to the quarterback quicker.
He'll get body slammed 8 rows into the stands, too, by a tackle. Yes, the interior guards, both of them, right and left guard, are out for the season, the starters. So they've got a rookie and a UDFA starting for them.
Look for Hutch playing inside.
They have their backup center playing as well because he's out for 8 weeks. So they have 60% of their O-line on the IR right now.
You know, that sounds like a Seattle line situation when we played with them. It sounded like just like that.
No, and Ike Ekwonu, he is not as all he was cracked up to be like everybody thought. He's been playing straight booty cheeks this year.
I was just going to say he's got a ton of false starts.
Yeah, he's leading the league in false start penalties right now after 4 weeks.
Well, that's because he doesn't play for
That sounds
Kansas
just like
City.
a situation in Seattle when we played them. They had 2 tackles out. And they
No. Their center went down in the game. That was our old center, and their backup actually played good. Their backup center's been playing the whole season, and it hasn't looked good yet.
If Oline plays like he did last week, they're fucked.
Aleem and Bugs.
Yep.
After what record should I go invest in a Dan Campbell jersey? As soon as we have 8 wins and less than 3 losses. Yeah, that sounds about right. Don't you think so, Dom?
What could I do it now?
Killer Cook says buy one now.
I was just about to say, I would buy one now.
I'm thinking about getting a Campbell jersey anyways, but I wanted to have the year he started coaching. Have 20 on the front, 21 on the back.
You can't get a Lions jersey with 20 on it.
Yes, I can.
In China.
That's Barry.
Oh wait, it's let's go further back. If you want to go OG, it's Lem Barney. Then it's Billy Sims. Then it's Barry.
Exactly. The only way you can get that at is
You notice
blue
that
china.
all 3 of my video clips in there that start out the
Daily.
beginning of the old ones, the ones that are actual clips, are Lem Barney, Billy Sims, Barry Sanders. There's a reason I do it that way.
So I got another question for y'all. If Jared Goff takes us to the playoffs and we win a playoff game, is he better a quarterback than Matt Stafford was in Detroit?
In Detroit, yes.
Absolutely.
Because of team results, though.
It depends on Goff's play and if it positively affects the outcome of the game. Because Stafford in 3 tries, he only played well enough to win one of those games.
My dad says, wait until you are my age. You use it more peeing in one night than you did in a year using it for the other. Sounds like a win-win. Smoking Dad's on a roll tonight.
Smoking Dad, I hope you're 120. Jesus Christ.
He's 74.
Yeah, if that happens to me, let me drink myself to death.
Yeah, you probably will anyways.
Exactly. That's the plan.
The real call is Jared wins 2 playoff games. How far does that take him in Detroit sportsdom? Plaque level on the front of Ford Field.
Absolutely.
Plaque level? If he wins 2 playoff games?
Kill a cook. JB, man, I'm tired of Goff. Tired of saying Goff is playing good. I want to go back to hating, but he's making it too difficult.
He used to have to walk around Detroit with a bodyguard. Now he just walk around like everything cool because he was playing so bad. Now
He's got volunteers for bodyguard now in Detroit.
Yeah, right.
Like,
hell, I'd do it.
He was never even playing that bad. It's just our defense was atrocious.
that journey, the journey and the process that he went on and he had to go through from being so high, ranked so high with the Rams and bringing them to a Super Bowl and then him playing so shitty and then being benched.
Well, wait.
Being
I've looked up the numbers.
Quarterback.
If you look up the numbers, he didn't play as shitty as everybody makes him out to be.
I'm just saying, but for you to be drafted in the first round, taking them to the Super Bowl, then being benched, you're the 3rd string quarterback, have to wait till somebody get hurt to be in the playoff game, win the playoff game, then lose the following week, and then get shipped out with 2 first-round picks for somebody. For him to go through all that
and still play good.
You're bad at.
That's the person I want on my team. No matter through diversity or whatever, you know, he accountable and he's strong enough mentally to get through that. That's somebody you want as your quarterback, man.
Eric Dalton.
I didn't like golf at first either. We used to call him Golfle. Like,
and now you got to call it the Goffense.
Man, like.
Damn right, Patty. We got that handled.
Put respect on his name. Shout out to Jared Goff, man.
Yeah, Eric Dalton says to my dad, take a Viagra so you don't roll out of bed.
Extends.
It's cheaper.
It's just looking so. The future is so bright in Detroit right now, man. And it's
about goddamn time.
And I'm going to say something Dom said, and you guys can hate him for it, but he's kind of right. We should have hired Matt Patricia instead of Jim Caldwell, so the era would be further in the rearview mirror.
I agree completely.
We should wait. You talking about never hiring Jim Caldwell at all?
Yep, and started the Patricia era then, so we could have got rid of him after 3 years. And started the Campbell era at the year we hired Patricia. Where would we be right now?
Caldwell wasn't a bad coach, though.
No, he wasn't a bad coach. But he wasn't a great coach either.
He was way higher than the rocket scientists that they hired him after, though. Like,
hey, Bob Quinn is the one that said 9-7 wasn't good enough.
One thing Matt Patricia could do, though, was scout offensive linemen, though. He was.
That's what Bob Quinn was good at. And that's exactly why they took him in Cleveland. Whenever he suggests anything but offensive line, they go, I don't think so, Bob.
And Patricia did hire good coaches. We got Ben Johnson and that special
Dave
teams coach before he got fired. And I mean, he had the hellacious assistant coaches.
And the best.
He in Philadelphia right now, ain't he?
Yeah. And that defense is starting to look sus, isn't it?
What's their record?
Right.
I don't care what the record is. I'm saying look at that.
That's all people. That's what.
But the defense, look at its ranking. It's not ranked in the top right now.
I never liked him.
Why are we talking about fat ass rocket surgeon who refused to get off his little 4-wheeler?
Man.
Because it's fun bringing up our pain, our misery. We embrace it. We accept it because it's our past. We can't change it.
That's the only way you can get over it. You feel me? Is talk about it.
Fuck it,
We hold
own it.
these in as Detroit Lions fans. We might just snap.
All I
jump
gotta
off a
say
bridge like
is
we
3
haven't.
words, and every single one of these 3 guys are gonna cringe, and so might everybody in the chat. The decade of
Willie Clark
despair.
Ford.
No, the decade of despair.
Which one?
The Matt Millen era.
Yep.
3 first-round picks going to receivers.
5 altogether.
And
It was
how-
Charles Rogers, Mike Williams, Calvin Johnson,
Roy Williams.
Roy Williams, and who else?
Who was the one we took at the end of the first round that was hurt?
They also spent a first-round pick on Pettigrew.
Yep.
Yep. And Kevin Jones.
No,
Kevin Jones,
no,
I don't think was
second.
a first
He was
rounder.
second or third
Second
round.
round pick.
I was
Yeah.
talking about it. Yep.
Who was the 5th receiver?
Oh, I'm very glad
Luka-
we hired MCDC instead of Robert Salah. Robert Salah, as much as all the media people played it off as he had a bad interview, he went home, was celebrating with his wife after that interview, and did an interview with the local news station. He said, if they call me tomorrow and tell me I got the job, I will walk barefoot back to Detroit to coach Matthew Stafford and the Lions. And that is what sealed his fate.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Because Rod and Sheila knew Matt Stafford wanted out already because they weren't hiring Darren Vleble as the head coach.
And thank God they didn't.
Yeah, I'm right.
Killer Cook, if I hear Goffense on Sunday, I'm going to throw up and turn the game off. I've heard sports media guys calling the games say it already. I think what's his name? Olsen. Greg Olsen said it in game 1.
Yeah.
With 2 decades of season tickets and many more games aside, including the entire millionaire, I have a PhD in bad football. I am not seeing it this year.
Golf mania.
I'm right.
Golfomania. Yeah, it has taken over Detroit. And Killicook goes, me too. I threw up for 6 hours after he heard Greg Olsen say Hey, Killa, we have a top 5 offense. Oh, that's great. You know what's good? We haven't had JMO.
Killer flicked him off.
Yeah, I know, it's great. We haven't had Goff. We still have yet to see a full complement of the O-line other than game 1, right?
Yep.
So if they all 5 play this week, that'll be the second game out of 39 games, we have seen all 5 starters on the field at the same time on the offensive line.
Mm-hmm. They've
If
still
we
been
have all
marvelous.
5 starters, if we have all 5 starting offensive linemen in this game like it's looking like it should be, I don't think we lose. I don't think we can lose on offense. It all goes back on AG and that defense.
I don't think we lose at all. Period.
I don't think so either.
I don't think
But
even if St. Brown don't play, I just don't see there's
yeah,
no
I don't
way.
see it either because we got enough speed other than that. Josh Reynolds is a go. Antoine Green is there. Marvin Jones is likely to drop more passes, but block well downfield in the run game.
Yep.
Did he wear the number 0 for 0? Just like 0 impact on this team?
Yeah,
0
I think that's
catches.
what it was. You know what's funny is I've been watching. The only 0 that's balling out this year so far has been Swift, all but the last game they played. He had 56 yards again. He had 56 in the first game and 56 in the fourth game. He looked great for 2 games. And what did I say? He does that. He looks great in spurts. He doesn't do it consistently. And that was our issue here in Detroit. Right now, Gibbs through 4 games looks exactly like Alvin Kamara did his rookie year. Not getting a lot of touches. He's not getting a lot of receptions. Being held in check for the most part. But he's got a great average yard per carry and everything else.
Just slowly get him acclimated into this offense like they did him.
And keep him healthy.
Kimball came so and the Dolphins, so they do that. So they're not gonna put you in there unless they know you ready to be in there, and you're gonna do exactly what they want you to do when you're in there. So there's a reason why they're keeping him out.
Keep him healthy.
Boy, that Montgomery boy,
Killer Cook. Oh, that was a good one. Man, if you cut off both my hands, I'd have the same production as MJJ. But he's not wrong, but that's funny.
I don't know what's going on with him, man.
There we go. I like this one too. Eric Dalton says if Taylor Swift logs more sack time than our defense, Gillen needs to ride home with Carolina.
Wow.
Don't have Swift mania on y'all ass, because Swift they be tripping about Taylor Swift, man.
In that last game, that Sunday night game with the Chiefs versus Jets, 17 times they showed her on camera and talked about her.
That's just because
they aired her new movie promo twice. Kelsey was in 12 different commercials throughout the game. And Patrick Mahomes and Andy Reid each had 1 commercial each during that game.
Get y'all money. They getting their money. What you mean?
Yeah.
That money. I don't knock y'all. I don't hate on nobody getting y'all money. Get your money. For real.
But that being said, they had, what was it, a 600,000 subscriber jump for Kelsey's podcast because of Swiftomania.
Hey, that man, he had a plan to build his brand. You feel me? And get some cheeks in the process. Go ahead, Kelsey.
Taylor Swift had to date Kelsey to finally have a tight end.
It's never getting back together.
Yeah, Aaron Rodgers calling Kelsey Mr. Pfizer cracked me up. Yeah, that was great. You heard about that right on the McAfee show?
Man, Aaron Rodgers can't talk. He ain't had pussy in 20 years. I don't want to hear that, man. I'm just saying.
Hey, come on now.
My friends, but you don't go in the darkness by yourself without no female president. I don't get that, man. He ain't married with no kids.
You know why he's never married? Because he can never deliver him a ring.
He got one.
He got it before he was dating any of them. He wasn't able to deliver any of those women a ring.
All right. I hate Aaron Rodgers, but he tagged Olivia Munn. That's all you need to say.
And Danica Patrick.
Yep. I mean, finally, a woman that can
But
drive. Did I
I
say
heard
that
the
out
real
loud?
reason she left. I heard the real reason she left Aaron. She said she wanted to try butt stuff, and he bent over.
You know that's true.
You went from playing quarterback to playing center, huh?
Or wide receiver.
Oh man. Then the Packers still bad too. I just see her in the commercial.
Would you rather of the Lions, Taylor Swift or DeAndre Swift? Here, Dalton says Danica Patrick drove away faster than she ever drove in her life. At this point, I would rather have Taylor Swift than DeAndre Swift, and it's not because she's got a cute butt, because that thing's flatter than the wall.
Well, at least Taylor Swift.
I'm taking Swift. I ain't gay. Wait. And what kind of way we talking here when we take Taylor Swift? Because we taking that type of way. I'm taking Taylor Swift all the time. I'm just saying.
That's why I
said let's get that correct right now before we was. Which way you're talking about right now? Because I'm taking Taylor and that.
Oh wait!
Why you gotta be so mean? I'm just saying.
James Burgess, Aaron Rodgers in New York, 4 plays in 75 seconds. Green Bay women, that's 3 plays in 19 seconds longer than normal.
Oh my god!
Oh, that's great.
What is that in a buffet?
Yeah, there we go. Eric Dalton says that James, he lasted more plays than Abraham Lincoln. Hey, all I know
that is awesome.
is he took 5 snaps in that game, 4 from the center and 1 from an Achilles.
They still talking he gonna play back this come back this year and play though.
Rodney Fouch, can you picture him all bent over, mushroom up, drooling with a cheese hat on? Yeah.
No, I can't. I can't picture it. I don't want to picture it. I don't want to think about it.
He said it, and I just did. I don't like it. I don't like it. I don't like seeing that
guy. Oh shit. Oh my god.
Yeah, we are politically incorrect. We are foul mouth. We have fun on this show. And you know what? I love doing it. So what is your score prediction for Sunday there, Neil?
Oh, the Panthers game?
Panthers versus Lions. What's your score prediction?
10-34 Lions, man.
Pretty close. All right. DC.
37-6. Us. We're going to get a safety.
I said 38-14. I think it is a 3-4 score blowout. We haven't scored 40 yet this year. And I don't think we will. We don't have to.
Is it 50-50 chance we score 40 though?
Dom's laptop died and he has to work in the morning. He says, good night, gentlemen. Thank you, Dom, for watching and being a part of the show.
Good night, Dom.
Killer Cook says 55-3.
Damn.
Dang.
Monty's going to ask for overtime pay after this week.
Oh, Bob,
feed him the ball. He's
going to get a lot of carries this week.
You know, while Aaron Rodgers was with the Jets, you know what I really wanted to see? It'll be the first time he'd get to go to the AFC Championship and not have to play the San Francisco 49ers.
Yeah.
And let it be Jets versus Lions, and the Lions win their first Super Bowl because Aaron Rodgers connects with Kirby Joseph for 4 interceptions in one game.
Exactly.
At that point, he would have to retire. Just right
there on the field.
Pull up Brown and just run off with your peace signs up like he did when Tampa Bay. Like, you got to pull one of those moments.
While doing a gritty. To have his Achilles tendon snap on the way out.
Oh my god, man.
By the way, welcome one and all. Welcome to Motown Monty. Fucking love having him on the team. Yes, sir.
I love that. Gibbs 100 receiving yards, same as Laporta. Yep.
I would love that. Yo, how about 100 yards rushing with Laporta with 100 yards receiving? I would love to see that.
Who should I put as first touchdown scorer in your parlay? Montgomery. Because right now there's a chance that Gibbs may have to sit out too. He's questionable.
I got a surprise everybody gonna get mad at. Well, gonna be shocked about. I see the first touchdown going to J-Mo.
Yep.
I see it going to J-Mo. And then him run around the whole field again like he did the last time he scored a touchdown. Yep. With the ball like.
You know what's funny is he turned around and waved at Goff for Goff to throw him the ball.
Like a punt
Everybody
return.
says, oh, he had to turn around and wait for it. He goes, yeah, because he didn't understand why he was so open. He was confused. And he was just like, aye.
Like, holy shit, they can't cover him? No, I guess they can't.
Now, if he would have dropped that ball, I would have said he had a catching problem.
Yeah. Hell, I could have caught that ball, and I can't catch shit. And that ball was put right in his goddamn hand.
And you know what's funny is he didn't even have to show off his speed in that route. He jogged there.
Yep.
He wasn't running balls out. He was just looked around. He was slowing down. He looked around. He goes, where the fuck's my cover? Hey. That's what it looked like, because I rewatched it again, and I was like, he jogged for 15 yards to that spot.
Exactly.
Because it was a deep post pattern.
He said, no, dude actually waved at him like Forrest Gump.
He can't stand.
Hi, Jenny.
That's my Jenny. We go together like peas and carrots.
Jenny, do you think I'm retarded?
Yes, Boris, I do. Run.
Oh, shit.
Yes, he did.
He said that he came up the stands. It's better than Golf trying to jump in the stands. Man, oh my God, he could not jump, man, when he ran that replay option and scored that touchdown. He tried to get into it.
Oh my God, Eric. He goes, if he dropped that ball, I would have said he couldn't catch shit if he was a dung beetle. Oh, man. I see the comedians are in full force in Detroit tonight, and it's amazing. I love it, because I love that we can be this forward and open on this forum. Talking at 11 o'clock on Friday night pregame. My score prediction, as I said, I put it in my article, 38-14. I think we're going to let off the gas at the end of the game, and they're going to get some points late. At the end of the game. But I want to see us not let off the gas till it's completely out of reach in the fourth quarter.
I'm about to say you be right back on Aaron Glenn's ass.
No. As long as it happens through 3.5 quarters straight. You see what I'm getting at there?
Yep.
If you're putting in the second string defense and Will Harris has to play safety, they're going to score 2 touchdowns.
Not unfair.
Yeah, I guess it's very accomplishable if Will Harris is in there.
Right.
Actually, he hasn't been that bad this year. He hasn't been typical Will Harris.
What? He's still getting penalties on substitutes.
Rodney Powell says Eric's so funny he's got his dogs laughing.
He's still getting penalties on special teams. When he in the game, he's still getting burnt for big plays. And that's only when he's in there. That's only when he's in there for 5 or 6 snaps. They go right at him.
But it's still.
I gotta ask now, Neil. You went back and looked at that play that I talked about, right?
Which one?
If Anzalone didn't tip that ball, Jerry Jacobs wouldn't have had an interception.
Right. Yeah, you're right. I seen that.
Because he was out of position. That was what got him his confidence, and he played good the rest of the game. Correct.
The play I need to go back and see is you said Tracy Walker got beat for that touchdown. I don't believe that was Tracy Walker.
Oh, we watched it together, and then you saw the replay, and you were like, "Damn, that was Tracy." Both
I didn't have my
times.
reading glasses on that night, so I don't know. It may not.
I did. I saw a 2 and a 1 together, and it wasn't 12 because Hendon Hooker's on IR.
I got a bold prediction.
What's that?
Tracy Walker and Cam Sutton gonna have a pick this game. Lock it in.
Yep.
Lock it in.
Hey, if he has one hit him in the hands and he drops it again, I'm gonna get him some wide receiver gloves signed by MJJ.
Look that, I'm getting him wide receiver gloves signed by Fred Biletnikoff. Put the goddamn stick 'em on your goddamn hands.
What was that guy they used to stick him on in the movie The Replacements? Oh yeah, Clifford Franklin.
Now remember the stick? Remember the stick 'em on they had in the Little Giants when he had it stuck to his shirt?
Yeah. No, but I'm talking about that one was better. Coach, that just don't look natural. It looks like I jacked off an elephant.
God damn, that was a great movie, wasn't it?
It was. I mean, there were so many great lines. My favorite part was when he told Danny Bateman to go get him the ball.
Yep.
And that guy smashed him, gets the fumble recovery, falls down, and runs back, and he gives it to Gene Hackman. I got the ball, coach. He got the ball. He goes, I got the ball. It reminded me of a dog bringing you a ball back from playing fetch. I was dying. But the best line in that movie is something that happens in football in real life. It was when they talked about what you're afraid of, when Shane Falco gave the speech on quicksand. Everybody was like, oh, yeah, I'm afraid of drowning in that shit, too. He goes, no. Game quicksand, where the first thing goes wrong, you adjust, and the next thing goes wrong, you adjust, and the next thing goes wrong, and the next thing you know, it seems like everything you do fails, and you feel like you're stuck up to your neck and you can't breathe or move. That's a real thing.
Talking about quicksand?
Yeah. That was the deepest statement out of that whole movie. That was the only dramatic thing that I absolutely loved that was said in the whole movie.
I still like pain is temporary, chicks dig scars, glory lasts forever.
Who wants the ball?
Yep.
It has been an honor and a pleasure to take the field of battle with you gentlemen.
That movie is kind of funny because of all the NFL replacements it was based off, the Redskins basically built the best replacement team, got ahead, and ended up winning it because they put out the best replacement team.
Mm-hmm.
Put it in the show. I mean, wow.
Hey, there's a reason they called him Footsteps Falco.
Yep.
And the first time he got sacked in practice by Danny Bateman, he still looked like he had PTSD from that Sugar Bowl.
Wait, was that Sugar Bowl in Columbia?
Yeah.
Sorry, did I say that out loud?
All right. Yeah, it is that time of night. I do got to get off here. I do have to work tomorrow before I start my birthday festivities. I want to thank each and every one of you.
You got a birthday coming up.
Monday.
Happy early birthday.
53 years young.
Wait.
You look all right for 96.
Listen here, Mo, mother chucker.
Mother chucker.
Happy early birthday, man.
I appreciate it. Hey, I agreed with you on Brian Branch. He was the best safety in this draft, and how we fell to 45 to be there, and the Green Bay Pack-Tards were retarded enough to trade back with us. Thank you, Goody Curse. Goody Curse.
Hallelujah.
Guten Puke. Whatever you want to call him. And I called it before we played Green Bay. Dan Campbell owns Matt LaFleur.
Yep. He absolutely does. That fucking not a Dan Campbell. That's by goddamn sure.
Yep, 53 on October 9th. Well, right now, I'd say there's a tie for Defensive Rookie of the Year, and it's Brian Branch and Devin Witherspoon.
That's fair enough.
I think Jalen Carter's behind them both because he doesn't have the sack numbers to equal the amount of pressures he has right now. I mean, he's got the pressures, but he ain't got the sack numbers. The Killer Cook says, "But good night, JB. Happy birthday and fuck you too." Got it.
Maybe we'll go get him a black hooker.
Damn. All right. I want to give a thanks out to my sponsor, Gloss Negron, one of the best window tinners, who's up for that honor in Saginaw. He is up there. If you go on the Saginaw community webpage, you can vote for him. Do that, please. Mention the fact that I sent you so he knows that his sponsorship is actually working. And also, I want to give a shout out to FTP. No, not the Florist. Fuck the Packers. That's my other sponsor.
Fuck the Packers.
And as always, try every day to be a better person than you were the day before, because that's the only way to make the world a better place. It starts within here. Love y'all.
Feed and water your pets.
Spade and neuter your pets. Whatever.